What if tomorrow you wake up $50 million richer? Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the catch. 70% of lottery winners lose it all within a few years. How is that even possible? Because money doesn't fix bad habits, it amplifies them. And if you don't have a plan before the money hits your account, that money becomes a curse, not a blessing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to flip the script. You'll learn the smart moves that keep you wealthy after winning the lottery. And by the end, you'll have a millionaire mindset that works, even without a jackpot. Let's start with the first critical mistake most winners make. They go public. Sounds innocent, right? You're just claiming your prize. But the moment your name hits the news, you become a target. Friends, distant relatives, fake charities, even professional scammers, they all come knocking. That's why many financial advisors recommend staying anonymous if possible, or at least setting up a legal entity to claim your prize. It's not about hiding, it's about protecting your peace of mind. Next up, lifestyle creep. Imagine going from a $40K salary to $50 million overnight. It's natural to want the mansion, the cars, the first-class vacations. But here's what most people miss. Every luxury comes with ongoing costs. A $5 million house might cost $100,000 a year, just in maintenance and taxes. A new business jet? Add a few million more. And when the excitement wears off, the spending doesn't. That's how fortunes vanish. The key is simple but powerful. Delay major purchases. Give yourself 6 months before buying anything over $10,000. Why? Because it forces you to plan instead of reacting. Let's talk about taxes, because yes, the government takes a big slice. Depending on where you live, you could lose 30–50% of your winnings immediately. And if you choose the lump sum over annuity payments, that tax bill comes fast. That's why your first call should not be to a car dealer. It should be to a tax attorney and a certified financial planner. They can help you structure everything: trusts, investments, charitable donations, and more. And here's where things get interesting. Because in the next section, we're diving into what the ultra-wealthy do differently. It's not just about protecting money, it's about multiplying it. And the best part? You can copy their playbook even if you haven't won the lottery yet. Now that you've protected your identity, pause the big purchases and assembled a financial team. It's time to do what most lottery winners never even consider. Think like an investor, not a spender. Most people think of lottery winnings as a bank account to withdraw from. But the wealthy? They treat every dollar as an employee working for them 24/7. So let's flip the mindset. This isn't free money. This is capital. And if you manage it right, it can generate income forever. The first move is to split your winnings into 3 categories: safety, growth, and fun. Safety is your financial foundation. You might put 30–40% into low-risk assets, treasury bonds, high-yield savings, even municipal bonds. This is the money that makes sure you never go broke again, no matter what. Then comes growth. This is where the real wealth building happens. Think broad market ETFs, dividend-paying stocks, real estate investment trusts, maybe even private equity if you're working with professionals. This bucket is about generating long-term passive income, not chasing moonshots. And yes, there's a place for fun. You should enjoy the money, just do it consciously. Set aside 5–10% for the luxury car, the round-the-world trip, or even helping family. But once that money's gone, it's gone. No dipping into the other buckets. Now let's go deeper. Many winners make the mistake of quitting their job and cutting off all structure from their life. That's a recipe for disaster. Not because you need to work for money anymore, but because you need purpose. The sudden freedom can feel amazing at first, but very quickly it can spiral into boredom, impulsivity, even depression. Here's what the ultra-wealthy do differently. They build systems around their money and around their time. Consider launching a family foundation, or investing in a small business that aligns with your values, or creating a portfolio of rental properties with a property manager in place. Now you're not just holding on to your wealth, you're growing it with intention. And here's a power move most people never hear about. Buy income, not status. A Ferrari looks great, but it costs money. A fourplex in a growing city, it makes money. Let the assets pay for the lifestyle, not the other way around. So what happens if you do all this right? You move from lottery winner to legacy builder. And in the final part of this video, I'm going to show you how to create generational wealth. How to make sure your children, and even your grandchildren, don't just inherit money, but financial intelligence. Because wealth without wisdom, that's just a time bomb. So you've protected your money, invested it wisely, and added purpose to your life. Now comes the most underrated move of all, the one that turns temporary riches into permanent wealth. Teaching the next generation how to handle it. Because here's the hard truth. 90% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the third generation. Not because of bad luck, but because no one taught their kids how money actually works. They inherit the fortune, but not the mindset that built it. If you want to break that cycle, you need to treat financial education like an inheritance. It's not optional, it's essential. That starts with communication. Be transparent about your values, your journey, and your decisions. Let your kids see the work that goes into managing wealth. Not just the outcomes, but the thinking behind them. Then set boundaries. Create trusts with rules, like releasing funds only when certain milestones are met. Tie distributions to education, community service, or starting a business. This isn't about control. It's about protecting your legacy from being eroded by entitlement. And don't just teach them how to spend. Teach them how to invest. Give them a small portfolio to manage by age 18. Let them learn with real stakes, real risks, and real rewards. Because a young person who knows how compound interest works, who understands cash flow, diversification, tax strategy, that person doesn't just inherit wealth, they multiply it. But there's one more layer. Legacy isn't just about your family, it's about impact. What if part of your fortune could fund scholarships for underprivileged students? Or clean water projects? Or mental health initiatives? When your money outlives you and makes the world better, that's real wealth. And here's something powerful to consider. You don't need a lottery win to do any of this. These principles, protecting your income, living below your means, investing for the long term, educating your family, giving back, they work whether you have $50,000 or $50 million. The lottery just makes the stakes higher. So if you ever do win the jackpot, don't think of it as the finish line. Think of it as your financial reset. A second chance to get it right. But even if you don't, you now have the tools to build wealth on your own terms. Slow money is still real money. And intentional money, that's unstoppable. So here's your next move. Go back and review your own financial habits. Ask yourself, what would I do today if $50 million landed in my account? Would I panic? Or would I be ready? Because the truth is, winning the lottery isn't the real opportunity. Learning to act like you've already won it, that's the game changer. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to go deeper, check out my other video on how to build a 100K portfolio from scratch. Let me know in the comments. What's the first thing you'd do if you won the lottery? And remember, the sooner you start acting like a millionaire, the sooner you become one.